Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank the ranking member. I have a deep appreciation of history and architecture, and I have nothing but the utmost appreciation for the task that the AOC has, believe me. It's one of the hardest roles to play here on Capitol Hill, as you're finding out. A job that never stops, which includes everything from House office building renovations, the constant restoration of the Capitol and the Supreme Court, to the repair of the original Longworth furniture that actually sits in my office. So I appreciate that. I do want to say the vital functions of the AOC make it all the more important that the agency be proper stewards of taxpayer dollars and properly execute the responsibility in a timely, effective, and respectful manner. Mr. Austin, you took over a troubling situation from the AOC when you began your role in 2024. During the COVID pandemic-19, and up through the tenure of the former architect, there were major reports of poor workplace culture among AOC employees. This situation led to the diminished work and the product and the growing untrust of the AOC by the members of Congress. So can you kind of just walk us through some of the changes that you've already implemented and what you see moving forward?
Sure. So there have been a lot of changes. And one of the things I said when I was being interviewed for this project, or excuse me, when I was being interviewed for this role, was I knew that I would need to be walking to a lot of spaces and meeting a lot of faces and talking to a lot of people, and I certainly have done that. I think my EA told me I've done 65 office visits so far, 65 workshop visits, and including more than a dozen night shift visits. In fact, my first visit was to the night shift custodial team on the Senate side, and I was happy to do so because I wanted to hear directly from them what their issues were and how they saw that culture in the AOC that you spoke about. I will say overall for this agency, if we're talking culture, I think this is a fantastic organization filled with committed people who know that this job is more than just a paycheck. It's a calling, it is a connection to a higher mission, and I feel so blessed to be a part of them, and I kind of pinch myself every day that I get to lead this organization. But certainly I did a lot of engagements with the workforce, with my senior leadership. The chairman spoke in his comments about the senior leaders when I first got here. Nearly a third of my senior leadership was vacant or in temporary positions. As of the 7th of July, when I welcome my new IG, that will be down to one position, so one of 34. In fact, that's sort of self-imposed since I promoted, or after a competitive process, my deputy in the Capitol building was promoted to the executive director. But engaging with the workforce, letting them know that they had a conduit to speak to me, letting them know that we had stability and that we were recommitted to that mission, if they had ethical leadership, was very important to me, and I hope that I have at least taken a few steps in that direction. And I think we can see that in some empirical measures with our FEBS survey that came back with the results, but also with our attrition rate is down more than 2.5% since I took this role, and we're now well below the industry standard for that.
And as I've said before, the historic preservation of the Capitol complex is very important to me, and the effective operation of the AOC are in great importance to me as well. But looking forward, what are some of AOC's major opportunities for growth?
For growth, I think as far as for the growth of the program, I've spoken a little bit about this as far as where we are with our capital renewal, which we've been speaking about with the Rayburn renewal program, but we're also looking at those other pieces of our Capitol campus blueprint, which is the Senate side, the Capitol Police Headquarters, as well as utility resiliency. Those all kind of go into enabling the mission of Congress, which is to do their constitutional duties. And so where we've taken that is we are focused very closely on getting the Capitol campus plan in place. And we are engaging with members of this committee, members of the appropriation, as far as what that's going to be. It is a big program. It's a 15 to 25-year program, depending on how we do it. It is going to be expensive. It is going to be disruptive, but it is also very, very much needed in order to ensure these facilities are usable for Congress well into the future.
And I want to thank you for your time and your testimony today. With that, Mr. Chairman, I yield back.